Can you hear all right, Joe?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I lost the email for the moment. I'm back.
That's all right. I'd like to call the February 16th meeting of the Coatesville Redevelopment Authority to order. We did hold an executive session prior to this meeting to discuss legal and real estate personnel matters. First thing we have on our agenda is approval of the minutes. Ruth Ann has included them in here. Changes, modifications, questions? Could I get a motion if not?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Thank you, Jack. Could I get a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you, Joe. All those in favor of approving the minutes? Aye.
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 Opposed? Okay. Next thing we have are the accounts payable. Questions?
I have one question about that. Are we using a new accounting software now or something? It's
No, we have the same one.
Because it looks like it's in a different form with those circles and. Anyway.
Oh, because now I found a part where we configure it shows the business status.
Right.
I guess it's the updated version for the last one. It's the same software, but just updated
Okay.
last year. So now I can get the colors and all that to show
Right,
everything.
I noticed the colors, Ruth Ann, right away.
Yep.
Ruth Ann, what is we have over $6,000, 90 days.
That the
For
Kingdom
which
Hall?
one?
Receivables.
For the receivables,
Yes.
that is Kingdom. And then we still have Mark Lane, we have Middle and
Proudfoot.
Proudfoot. So we still have those three receivables open.
Okay, and
I'll
they
send out
have
notices again.
received invoices for those things, right?
Yes, and I'm going to send the next set out certified.
Great, thank you.
Mhm.
Any other questions on the payables? Could I get a motion?
I'll make a motion, Joe.
Thank you, Joe. Could I get a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Jack. Tyrone, you're muted. All those in favor? Aye.
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 Thank you. We do have several additions to our agenda this evening. The new business, letter F as in Frank, is the termination of the 731, 733 East Lincoln Highway Agreement of Sale. Letter G as in George would be to approve having our solicitor get title searches done on the Pulver properties up there on Route 82. Hopefully, all we'll have to do is the office parcel, someone will have that information, the IDA or one of the other stakeholders will have the information for the hotel. If not, we will get that in addition to the office parcel. Letter H is Harry, would be to approve a $14,400 proposal to provide an operating and maintenance plan for the proposed garage on Fleetwood Street. That plan is needed for the build grant application. And of course, we would need it once the building's built. That would have to be based on solicitor review because we have some changes that need to be made in the document before our solicitor reviews it. So any presentations tonight, Ruth Ann?
No,
Presentations? Citizens' comments on agenda items.
We are having technical issues going live on YouTube, and so I don't have anything there, but I will upload the recorded meeting on YouTube later.
Thank you. Well, that does bring us down to new business. And the first thing we have under new business is to receive and consider an engagement letter for 2020 or 2021, Ruth Ann.
it's for last year, so it's for the 2020 audit.
Okay, not to exceed $10,000, $8,000 for the basic audit and $2,000 for the single audit. You remember that single audit got kicked in by some of the money we were receiving for the train station project. It's required by federal authorities. And that BBD is who has done it in the past. Questions? Ruth Ann has that in our packet here. The letter from BBD. Remember, Carl assisted us in getting the downtown revival done. Could I get a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, could I get
I'll
a
second the
second?
motion.
Thank you, Tyrone. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. B as in boy, receive and consider the annual contribution for Second Century Alliance. Sunny does our Zoom meetings and so forth, and she's been helping with a lot of projects and the train station and other things here in that we're working on. And last year we did contribute $10,000 to their operating budget. I would make a motion that we do that again this year.
I'll second that motion.
Thank you, Tyrone. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? C as in Charlie is to receive and consider Michael's notice to exercise their option for a lease extension to September 11th, 2021. At that point, Tom says they may want to go month to month because they're not sure if they're going to be wrapped up or not. I guess, weather dependent and how work goes and everything else. Questions or a motion, please?
I'll make that motion to accept that.
Thank you,
Michael's-
Joe. I would second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Hand in hand with that lease extension, Bright Realty, made a request to be able to take their commission for that lease extension. They usually get their commission up front. So, I would make a motion to approve their commission on the lease.
I'll
Can I
second
get a
that.
second? Thank you, Joe. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. E is to receive and consider Mark Lane's request for supplemental RDA financing consent letter. Lou had done one for them previously. They have not provided all the information that the solicitor requires in order to do this second letter. So if it is your pleasure to approve that, it would have to be approved on the solicitor obtaining that information from Mark Lane and feeling comfortable that it is in line with the previous letter and that there aren't any changes that make him concerned.
If I may, Mr. Chairman, make a suggestion
Please.
that the board also condition that on the redeveloper A, reimbursing the redevelopment authority as required for the first financing consent letter, which you'll recall from the accounts outstanding, they still have not paid. And B, also passing along the cost of this second financing consent letter to the redeveloper as a condition for the second consent.
I make a motion with that condition.
I'll-
I mean,
I'll-
they request these things, they've got to, they've got to
Pay
bear
for
the
'em.
cost of them. Could I get a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Jack. All those in favor? Aye.
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 Opposed? Okay. Letter F as in Frank is a termination of the 7/31/7/33 agreement of sale with Ms. Bell. She needs a termination in order for the title company to release her deposit. I would say, again, I think that the termination should be reviewed by our solicitor. And if he approves it, then we move forward with it. A motion, questions?
I make a motion to accept the termination letter.
Thank you, Tyrone. Could I get a second?
I'll
I'll
second
second.
that, Joe. Go ahead.
Thank
Jack.
you, gentlemen. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Letter G, as in George, is to authorize the solicitor to get title searches on the Pulver properties on Route 82. Either having a search done or inquiring from the other stakeholders as to the information they have from a search that they've done. And I would make a motion to authorize our solicitor to move forward with that. So we know, who and how much those liens are for.
I'll
Could I
second.
get a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Jack. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Letter H is in Harry, is the operating and maintenance plan for the proposed parking facility on Fleetwood Street. We have a proposal for $14,400. It's a very detailed proposal, which will provide us with a lot of information that we will need when the building is completed, but we need now so that we can include it with the build grant application and hopefully get the funding that we need for our capital stack to get within reach of getting this thing coming up out of the ground. So again, our solicitor has not had an opportunity to review that letter because the letter came addressed to the city. That letter needs to be addressed to the RDA, and then Lou will review it and based on his review, if it's acceptable. So questions, a motion, what's your pleasure?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Jack. Could I get a second?
I'll second that, Joe, with the review from the solicitor. Absolutely.
Thank you, Joe. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Next is citizens' comments on agenda items. Sonny's having technical difficulties, so there may not be anything at this
Nothing
point.
nothing on YouTube.
Okay, thank you. Our next meeting is scheduled for March 15th. We'll be back on Monday evenings rather than Tuesday, because of holiday last month and this month. We may have a special meeting if all the information is ironed out with our solicitor and a solicitor for the developer for the flats. So we have to see what goes on there. It just depends how quickly they can get the information to our solicitor and work out any details that need to be resolved. Other than that, trying to look at this thing here, Ruth Ann. I know it says on here, a meeting to be held on Tuesday due to a holiday in March. Is that correct?
No, it's Monday. I'll
Yeah.
switch it online.
Yeah, the 15th is a Monday, so we will be on a Monday. That's just past ones were because of holiday. So, other than that, I guess, if there are no other questions, we can adjourn.
I'll make that motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Tyrone. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to sit in and get our business taken care of. Have a good evening.
Thank
You
you.
too.
Okay,
Night.
thank you.
Stay safe.